Okay, it's time for number 7. Let's see, if we're going to find the shaded area. This is one of those shape inside of a shape problems. Whenever you have a shape inside of a shape, the first thing you need to do is come up with your strategy. And it's usually going to be something minus something. So look at this picture. What are we going to subtract from what to get the shaded spaces in between? Alright, hopefully you were saying we need to take the square minus the circles. Alright, it's always the outer shape minus the inner shape or shapes to get the spaces in between. So here's a diagram of what we're going to do. We need to take the area of the square, and then we need to subtract all the circles. Now I know there are really 16 circles, but this is just a schematic, so I'm only putting 9. Okay, so we're doing the square minus the circles. That's our strategy. Okay, to find the area of a square, of course we have to do base times height. Alright, to find the area of one circle would be pi r squared. Okay, but since there are 16 circles, I'm going to have to take pi r squared and multiply that by 16. So that'll become 16 pi r squared, because there's 16 circles that I'm multiplying. I got to subtract them all. So let's see. Let's start with the easy part. Area of a square, base times height. Well, it's a square, so if this is 64, it's 64 times 64, so base times height. 64 times 64. Okay, minus 16 times. Okay, now I need my pi r squared for the area of a single circle. Well, here's how that breaks down. This is 64 all the way across. But that's subdivided into 4 diameters here. 4 separate diameters. So if it's 64 all the way across, then let's see. If I take 64 divided by 4, I get 16. That means each one of these diameters must be length 16. Alright, because altogether that makes 64. Well, if this diameter is 16, guess what this radius is? You betcha. It wasn't a very good 8, but that is 8. I feel like I want to make a better 8 than that. Okay, a little better. The radius is 8. So that means when I do my pi r squared, okay, for the area of one of these circles, that's going to be pi times 8 squared. So that's going to be 64 pi. Okay, so each one of these circles has an area of 64 pi. Okay, so I'm going to take 64 pi, again, that's the area of one circle. I'm going to multiply it by 16 because I need to subtract 16 of them. So let's see what that gives us. 64 times 64, that's 4,096. So I have 4,096 minus, let's see, 16 times 64. That's 1,024 pi. Okay, these are not like terms, so they cannot be put together. So if I wanted an exact answer, this would be it. Alright, that would be an exact answer for the shaded area. Of course, we could go ahead and put this as a decimal. So this would be the answer in decimal form.